transaction stands as strong technology foundation built by the ICT Authority in collaboration with, in alignment with, and in service to the government and people of Jamaica.
Thank you, Miss Shiv. That was, I feel so motivated to drive, fly, everything. Okay, thank you. And we're going to move on to Mr. Campbell from Tax Admin.
Okay, so morning again, everyone. So TAJ's role in this implementation was to operationalize the policy in terms of especially adding the additional option for renewal, which is the 24 months, and this is in addition to the previously existing 6 months or 12 months. In addition to that, we also work to ensure that whenever persons renew, the MVRCs are issued electronically. So, as mentioned before, there would be no need for a decal anymore, or a sticker, or MVRC on secured paper. So that was one of the two of the main items that were implemented. We also changed some operational activities to ensure that our procedures no longer require physical MVRCs to do some of our processes. So those were some of the important things that we did in terms of TAG. We also, as part of this implementation, since persons actually need an email, that is very critical. So, as part of our operationalization, we will ensure that persons are advised that they require an email address to do a transaction at TAJ. Once the MVRC's transactions are completed, an email will be sent to the customer. We know this is a major change for customers because some persons may not have email addresses. So we encourage persons, when you come into tax administration to do the transaction, going forward, you should ensure that you have an email address. Some persons may possibly need to use an email for somebody that's close to them, just in case they don't have one. But it is a requirement. Once the transaction is completed, the MVRCs will be available online.
Start over.
The receipt that comes out of the transaction at TAJ, you will also be able to use the information from the receipt to generate the MVRC. So we have also upgraded our receipts to now add certificate number and the MVID, which would be part of the requirement. So even if for some reason the email address, the email doesn't get to you in time, although we expect it to be there right after the transaction, you don't need to get the email to actually generate your motor vehicle registration certificate. This will be available on TAJ's website. So you can generate your MVRC, save it, print it. You can also email it to yourself for future use if you don't have a printer to print it at the same time. In our transactions online, currently you're able to renew motor vehicle registration online. And as part of this change, for private motor vehicles, we're encouraging persons to go online. So since you don't need to come and get a physical sticker or a physical MVRC, we're encouraging persons. Don't come in and join the lines to get your MVRC transactions done. Go online, do it. Unfortunately, for public passenger vehicle and commercial carriers and some of these other vehicle types, you will need to come into office. So whether it's for renewals or new registrations, you would need to come into office for these. Registration of new vehicles will still only be facilitated at the tax offices. So in moving forward with this change, we will ensure that online transactions, you will get the receipts and the information at the same time where you can generate. In relation to online transactions, the option that is available now will stand, and the same type of information that you will require to do your transaction online will be maintained. So things like the LA, the owner TRN, chassis number, MVID, you will put that information in it, we'll do some validation, and you'll be able to do your online transaction. For persons coming in line, you can bring a copy of your MVRC or your receipt from a previous transaction so we can get pertinent information from it to assist with your renewal. So that's an overview of the changes that TAJ will be implementing. As to facilitate this change, from the 17th at about 5 p.m., our online MVRC option will be unavailable until the 21st when we do this implementation. So that's a general overview of TAJ's involvement in this process.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Kaplan. That was very decisive and a lot of facts that people need to point out. All right, thank you. Now we'll have Colonel Price from the Island Traffic Authority.
Thank you very much. Morning to you all again. I am Colonel Daniel Price of the Island Traffic Authority, and I'll be speaking to you about the Certificate of Fitness, the new eFitness. So, the role of the Island Traffic Authority, generally, the Island Traffic Authority is a statutory body, or is becoming a statutory body of the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications, and Transport, with responsibility for the administration of the Road Traffic Act. These functions include traffic management, vehicle management, driver management, and ensuring road safety. You would note that traffic management at the moment is a delegated function. Vehicle management, the ITA is responsible for conducting physical inspections of all motor vehicles to ensure that they meet the required safety standards and operational standards. And we do so by issuing certificates of fitness. What do we check for? We check for your brakes, your lights, your horn, your exhaust system, your tires, and the intensity of your tint. We check your steering wheel and the integrity of your front end and more. We also conduct road spot checks. We know sometimes things do happen during the period of the validity period of your certificate of fitness. So we do what we call road spot checks. And this involves the Island Traffic Authority and the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And we do so to improve road safety and ensure compliance with the traffic law. And we also seek in this process to remove unfit or illegal vehicles from the public road. During these spot checks, if we see a user that's not compliant with their certificate of fitness, we may issue a certificate of defects, which we call E1, if the vehicle is found to be defective. The vehicle registration plates then removed during this process and kept at the police station until the driver remedies the defects and is then issued with a certificate of defects remedied. Now, here are some key guidelines for the new digital certificate of fitness regime, effective July 21, 2025. The following procedures must be followed to obtain your digital certificate of fitness. You must issue to us a proof of payment. Customer must present a valid receipt issued by the Tax Administration Jamaica prior to your vehicle undergoing the inspection. You will also be required to submit to us an active email address. which must be clearly written on the inspection receipt, which will be issued to you at the service hub. This receipt must be then handed to the motor vehicle examiner during the inspection process. Upon successful inspection and data entry, the system will generate a reference number which will be sent to the email provided. You will then go to the portal that is established by ICT Authority through, and this will be on the MSET's website, and that unique generated reference number must be inputted in that portal along with the chassis number, and that will grant you access to generate your eFitness. Now, you might wonder, suppose I don't have any email, or I don't have any smartphone or any smart device. Well, we thought about that and we had you in mind. And so we will have a customer service rep, which will be there with a device that will assist you in accessing and not printing, but downloading a copy of your eFitness, at which time you will be required to check the details concerning your vehicle to see that it is correct, and then you will proceed from there. Now, like I said, there will be some of us who are not tech savvy, and some of us might be challenged, and that is why we are there for you. So we have established free Wi-Fi at each service hub, which will allow you to access your smart device if you have them, or if we have to use it to accommodate you. A QR code will be developed to allow individuals with smartphone to quick access to the certificate generation and distribution system, CGDS, enabling self-service where possible. All right, customers may verify the status of the certificate of fitness using this reference number provided by the IIT, as I said, with the chassis number. It is important that you check the details on your certificate of fitness before leaving the service hub, because there may be an error, probably the color of the car that you can visibly see. You know that your car is red, but on the certificate of fitness it's saying that it's white. So you'll point that out, and we can make the changes right there and then to ensure that you do not have a problem with my friend on my left. Right, so if you fail the inspection, all the noted defects will be listed on this inspection receipt that we will provide, and your receipt number must be kept safe, because it will remain valid. That's the one that you get from TAJ, will remain valid until your vehicle is re-inspected. Failing that, you may have to go and get another. So it is important that you keep the receipt number and the receipt safe in your possession. I want to note this: there is no grace period with the certificate of the e-certificate of fitness. No grace period for certificate of fitness. Now, the validity period for digital private vehicles, new, and that has been registered for the first time. The certificate of fitness validity period, 5 years. 10 years or less, 3 years, over 10 years, 1 year. commercial vehicles, new commercial vehicles will, and that is being registered for the first time, will get a certificate of fitness for 3 years. Used commercial vehicles will enjoy a 1 year certificate of fitness validity period. Public passenger vehicles, new, 3 years, and used public passenger vehicle, 1 year. Okay, note the following. Payments are payable only once. And I wish to debunk any uncertainty about what you will pay. You will pay one fee. The fee is for the service that you'll get from the Island Traffic Authority, not for the period of time for the certificate of fitness. So, for private motor vehicles, you will pay a fee of $4,500. And the tax code for TAJ is 165. Motorcycles, with a tax code of 384, they'll pay 4,500. Public passenger vehicles and commercial carriers will pay 5,400. Trailer and tractor, 5,400. So let me go that over. If you're a new vehicle and you're getting a 5-year validity period, you will only pay 4,500 as the fee for the service that you'll get. Any other information that you hear out there is false and misleading. You do not need to pay 5 times 4,500. I say again, you do not need to pay 5 times 4,500 for a new vehicle. One fee for the 1 year period, one fee for the 3 year period, one fee for the 6 month period. Thank you.
Price.
Colonel, one fee.
One fee price. All right, thank you. Here, I said one fee, and you'll have your chance to ask questions, and I have questions here too. So don't worry about it. We're gonna get down to it. And now we have Sergeant Martindale from the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Give us your thing. So the motorists know that they'll be safe on the roads as long as they're following the law here. They can follow the law there.
All right, thank you. Good morning to you. Good morning to Jamaica again. I am Byron Martindale, Sergeant of Police, and I am attached to the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, Jamaica Constabulary Force. Now, I want to introduce our platform to our Smart Check technology. Now, we know our laws are changing and they have to change to accommodate the better usage of technologies. So, we are moving ahead, enhancing law enforcement through technological integration. So I want to introduce you firstly to the Smart Check technology. I want to tell you how it has transformed how we deliver service to our public. I want you to understand the objectives of the Smart Check application and its functionality. I want to expose and have us explore our legal frameworks and to identify operational benefits of using these technologies. Now, what is Smart Check? It is a mobile law enforcement operation. It is used by our officers to check registration plates, chassis numbers, and driver's license. It connects to a central database that is the Ticket Information Management System, TIMS for short. It provides real-time data for motor vehicles and drivers and gives our officers the ability to issue an electronic traffic ticket in the operational field. It is also used to verify motor vehicle registration and fitness, identification of drivers, identification of outstanding traffic tickets, and warrants where applicable. It supports the issuance of fixed penalty notice, we colloquially call them traffic tickets. It enhances officer safety and public safety. Now, the benefits of Smart Check. It grants our officers immediate data access. It reduces paperwork and manual verification. It streamlines enforcement and reporting procedures. It deters traffic violation and fraud. Now, how are we able to do this? What empowers our officers to go for and actually detect the offenses? Our Constabulary Force Act at Section 13 says that we can detect offenses and take the necessary actions. Smart Check application is a legitimate law enforcement tool that aids our officers in detecting breaches of the Road Traffic Act and its regulations. It aids in the lawful execution of our duties, where officers can take action where certain breaches are detected. It supports transparency and accountability. Now, because of the shift in how we will meet our public, we have to recognize that the Electronic Transaction Act allows for us to accept digitally recognized documents, such as e-certificates and other digital records which are admissible before court. It ensures data authenticity and reliability. It enables a fully digital enforcement workflow. Our Road Traffic Act at Section 106 mandates that certified documentary information can be accessed and accepted by a constable in the execution of his duties. Smart Check application allows our officers to access electronic formats of registration certificate and certificate of fitness. The Smart Check application is an authorized use of technology verification and enforcement by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Digital evidence from Smart Check is within lawful policing functions. Smart Check supports compliance and enforcement. At Section 110, this allows for electronic detection and electronic enforcement. It authorizes the use of technology in verification. Smart Check supports detection and enforcement. In concluding, the Smart Check technology empowers modern policing initiatives. The JCF has strong legal foundation which supports the use of our Smart Check and electronic ticket technologies, and it enforces public safety, compliance, and accountability. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant. Smart Check, Martin. Everyone name? Okay. All right. Thank you for your presentations, panelists. And now I have some questions for you as a part of the motoring public. You know, whether you walk, foot, or you drive, or you fly, I have some questions. And you are the right group of people I need to ask. So, Miss Shame, I'm going to give you Miss Digital Shame. Okay, I'm giving everybody names, you have to accept it.
Okay.
Right? So, how does Jamaica protect the public's personal and vehicle data?
Well, all the systems that we build are aligned with the Data Protection Act. Everything that we do, our entire operation, make sure that. So what we do also is that we do data impact assessments when we're building these systems, and the threat modeling and those things, so that our systems are fully aligned with all the legislative, all the legislations that apply.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought up the Data Protection Act because not many Jamaicans seem to know about it, but I'm glad that your organization is keeping everything online. And so, what were some of your main challenges coming into this this fitness management system, and how was the organization able to overcome it?
Well, building solutions is something that we've been doing for many, many years. So I don't know that was a challenge for us. But one of the important things in building a solution is that synergy, that collaboration between all the business partners. It was very important. We worked as a united team, and that helped a lot to streamline everything and deliver a solution that we're looking at today.
You. And so, what's the one thing you want members of the public to know about how your organization is moving forward with this system? One key.
We, like every other system, I mean, we are supporting, enabling the government of Jamaica on its digital journey. We are moving towards a fully digital government, serving a digital society. And this is one step in the right direction. We know there are other things that we're going to do with the motor vehicle and the fitness. This is just one step in direction, your e-certificate. And there will be other along the road map and there will be other changes that we will speak about in more detail as they come. But we're keeping that tight a little bit until we get there.
Okay, all right, thank you. I'm with a digital digital shift. All right, thank you so much. I like the movement of collaboration and partnership. This is not just a one-off. It's having all the systems of government come together, pushes, as you say, it's digital transformation. All right, Mr. Oh, I'll give you a nickname, Mr. eFit. eFit Campbell, right? From the Tax Admin Jamaica. How are you helping people who may not be used to using online systems? You know, the uncle have asked them to come, sign them into Facebook and they don't have a Gmail account. How is TAJ helping people who may not be used to that kind of online system?
So, as part of our push for this eMVRC solution, we are trying to push out as much communication to our customers. We're also doing, like, for example, web messages to some of our customers. We're also empowering our taxpayer education, which our taxpayer education unit is pretty strong. So we're used to assisting persons to, support any business process. So in terms of guidance for email setup and things like that is something that we have been doing as part of our e-service registration process, and we'll continue as best as possible, but we're still encouraging persons to come with their eMVRC. One of the things that we're looking to do too is have Wi-Fi access in the tax offices, so customers who come in can access their eMVRCs or their email or any other electronic process. So generally, our push is taxpayer education and assistance as best as possible.
Their education. So you may come not knowing, but you're going to leave knowing.
Yes, and we'll have floor walkers, things like that, to ensure that people are aware before they get up to the cashier, things like that.
Absolutely, that's great. Customer service is top. And I want you to reinforce, just for anybody who's just joining, what do private vehicle motorists do in comparison to PPVs? How is that section?
So for private motor vehicles or some people just refer to it as white plate vehicle. So we encourage private motor vehicles operators or owners to go online to do it, since as they don't have to, get a physical document as they used to. However, if they have to come into office, we'll serve them nonetheless. For public passenger vehicle and commercial carriers, there are some additional documents and some additional checks that we as TAJ need to do before we register these vehicles. One other thing moving forward in the future, we want to have electronic integration with other entities to do these verification. But at this point, we are only able to verify private motor vehicles online. So we are doing the registration for those online. And then for the other type of vehicle, we have different requirements, which is checked when they come into office.
And question, what's the one point you want your takeaway from tax admin as it concerns the fitness management system?
So we're implementing the eMVRC, electronic motor vehicle, in terms of the payments and the processing. So what I want to put forward is that we're here to assist you. We're here to facilitate you. And as the push to ensure that we're world-class tax administration, we also want our customers to experience world-class service.
World-class service, digital transformation. We're going down the line, man. This is good. All right. Thank you, eFitness Campbell. All right. Colonel One Fee Price. Why do newer vehicles get a longer fitness period?
Well, that's one is easy. Newer vehicles, when they are coming pretty much straight from the manufacturer, they are built to exacting standards. And so when they come, they tend to be in a better mechanical state than vehicles that have been used. And so we believe that a longer period for a longer validity period for the certificate of fitness is only fair. It also is allowing for greater service to the public. Hitherto before you, every year you'd have to be there. Now with this new system, a person with a new vehicle, once they come and get their certificate of fitness, then it is 5 years before they'll have to come. It is important that they seek to recognize that and use whatever tools they have at their disposal to remind them. But we are also going to be looking at how can we assist the public in reminding them about this. So it's a newer vehicle. It's more mechanically sound, and so we thought that there is not any critical need to require them to come every year. Now, if a new vehicle is involved in a serious crash that would affect the structural integrity of the vehicle, then the Island Traffic Authority reserves the right to revoke that fitness, take the vehicle in, require a reinspection, and depending on the severity of the structural damage, we will determine a reasonable period for the validity of the certificate of fitness.
I like a piece of information, making that separation. What's currently being put in place at Island Traffic Authority so that everybody is aware? In the background, behind the scenes, what's being done to prepare everyone for the changes to come?
Well, most importantly, you have to prepare the deliverers of the service. And so we are busy getting our staff up to speed with the new system. We have worked tremendously well with all stakeholders that are here present. We have worked very well with Jamaica. We have worked very well with TAJ and with the police in just ensuring that we understand the system, we understand what each other need, and so that is being done. We also have a campaign to educate the public on this. This being, I believe, the kickoff for it, and so you'll see other media through which we will send the information to persons to every nook and cranny of Jamaica, utilizing all the avenues available to us. I would have told you that we consider persons who are technologically challenged when they get there, we do intend to assist. And, we'd love to say to the Jamaican public, don't get too worried about this change. Let us embrace this change. Um, there will be little niggling, teething pains, but if we work together, we're going to be able to sort this out and we'll have a smooth sailing after some time. So if there is a problem, do um, do put that in the system so that we can know and don't get too uptight, don't get too irate. Let's just work together on this one. I know your time is important. This is aimed at cutting down on the time you spend because we recognize that time is money.
So you'll have little teething pains now, but as the system gets stronger,
Sure.
it'll be just like that.
Yeah.
Everything is, you jump up in bed and say, I'm supposed to get my certificate. And you just on your phone, email, download, save, go back to bed. All right. So I given you your nickname as Colonel One Fee Price. Reinforce to the public why it's why I call it one fee price.
Well, this is very important because I've heard this question asked several times, and I'll go it over again. It is one fee that you will pay, and the fee that you pay is not for the period of time that you'll get the certificate of fitness. It is for the service that you'll get. The fee is for the service that is offered by the examiner. And so it is one service to do it, one inspection that you do. So if you're a new car and you're getting a validity period of 5 years, if it's a private vehicle, you're going to pay 4,500, not a cent more, not a cent less for that 5 years. If you're a used car, um, used car private vehicle, and you are 10 years and less, and you have a certificate of fitness validity period of 3 years, it is the same 4,500 that you're going to pay to get that. And if you're over 10 years and you get in 1 year, you're paying the 4,500 for that validity period because you're paying for the service, not for the validity period.
Okay, so nobody's gonna come and say, yes, I must pay for 3 years, the same amount for the 3 years and the 5 years.
One fee. And anybody who tell you that you to pay more, tell them that my name is Colonel One Fee Price. Say that is the one fee. Thank you.
We're not dealing with the bundle, is it?
No.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much. One fee price. All right. Sergeant Smart Check, Martindale. You people want to know you're a celebrity. The camera on is celebrity.
Thank you for that question. Um, as was said earlier, I introduced SmartCheck. Now, SmartCheck is an integrated application. Again, it connects against platforms. So we're able to access information that is held at our tax administration, relevant to motor vehicle registration certificate. We're able to access information relevant to our certificate of fitness. So our officers, just by looking and checking your registration, can really and truly access this information to see if the vehicle is indeed fit to be on our road and the vehicle is registered in the prescribed manner.
And so what if the motorists they don't need data on their phone and bring up, what if their phone dead? You need no, that has nothing to do with them. Them phone dead, they don't have any data. How does the JCF navigate that, or that's not an issue at all?
Oh, I'm sure. Sorry. Um, if the motorist phone is dead, I'm taking that they want to present the document
Right.
to us. Our officers are able to use smart check to check the registration plate. So if the fitness is enforced, then we'll be able to see it and we'll be able to communicate same to our member of the public that your fitness, your registration was checked and you are in good standing. So you are okay.
Okay. It's reinforcing the smart check technology. Somebody can say, why must it? Then I'm now no data. It's like, no. The Jamaica Constabulary Force has it. We are fully equipped. We're digitally transformed. I went to your JCF Expo and it was digital all over. So your smart check technology will take care of all of that. The motorists will not have to worry unless they don't have their fitness and because their papers on. That's a different thing.
Unless it is not enforced.
It's not in right. It's not enforced. And how is JCF helping motorists adjust to this change?
So with the usage of our expo as we outlined, we had our Transformations Expo Point 2, in which we displayed several technologies across platforms. Of note, our Smart Check technology was on display. We had questions about it. We had persons coming up for the first time and saying, "Oh, this is how it works." You just stand there, you check our registration plate, and we can see everything about you. We can see your vehicle documents. We can see the information relevant to your driver's license if you are the owner for that vehicle. So the Smart Check application has really assisted us in a way to serve our public better.
So JCF is right on board. Thank you, Smart Check Martindale. Sergeant Smart Check Martindale. Kind of rhymes. All right, now I'm gonna just throw out some questions to the team, not one by one. And is there a limit to the number of instances that a motorist can access and download their fitness certificate on the portal?
No,
No,
no.
no limit. So you can as many times as
As
you
many
want.
times as you want.
The email won't close down and you're like, oh, I don't know. You can
Yeah,
access.
once you have the required information, both your MVRC and the fitness, it's there.
Okay, and how long does it usually take between the process and getting the email? Just in case anyone is worried that they're not seeing the email immediately.
Normally, it's within a few seconds for the MVRC. Yeah.
And this question here says, why isn't the chassis number included in the email with the fitness ID?
The, the chassis number is the unique identifier for the vehicle. And so, from a safety perspective, you want that information to be inputted by the customer rather than you doing it.
So it's a matter of security.
Yes.
Right? So if we're making it efficient, we have to also make it secure.
Remember, I said also earlier that security is built into the design. We don't want people to be fishing for information. Your email gets into the wrong hands, and they can get the information pretend to be you to download your fitness certificate. So it's important that some aspects of it is kept out of your email. You, the owner, will know that information, that piece of information.
So it helps to prevent fraud,
Yes.
secure, easier, that kind of digital transformation. So what information do I need to access my fitness certificate online?
Those two same pieces, the unique number that was generated by the system and the chassis number of the vehicle. Then you would go to the portal, you input those, and it generates the fitness.
And we all know, when will the new regime become effective? When?
21st of July,
21st of July,
2025.
2025. Let's you think is next year. Is this year. This is it's next week, Monday.
Next week, Monday.
And all the organizations are ready and willing to go to improve our systems as a part of the government's modernization and digital transformation. what is the, okay, question here. When will all the MVRCs applied for be applied for online be available?
So the MVRCs, once they're applied for online, the MVRC will be available within a few seconds. So you get a email. So you get normally for our online platform, you get 3 emails. One to indicate payment detail, one to retrieve your certificate, and now we've added this one where you can retrieve your MVRC. So within a few seconds after the transaction, you're expected to get that.
Can vehicles with license arrears be licensed online?
No, so arrears won't be allowed. So once your vehicle is unregistered for over 11 months, you would need to go in line to do that transaction.
So can the same email address be provided or used for the licenses of various motor vehicles?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so there's no limit.
No limit.
All right. Can the renewals of the motor vehicle licenses be done? Oh, can the licensing of a new motor vehicle be done online? Just want to reinforce.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So private motor vehicle.
All right, make sure that you're in line. Now, will the email address, can the email address be used for any other purpose? Will the reminders be sent, for example?
So at this point, no. But that is something that with ICTA and the other agencies is something that we're looking at for future discussion.
I mentioned a roadmap of things. One of the things I would have mentioned, I didn't say it earlier, was that we're planning to do also a notification. So that taxpayers are going to be saying to us, well, I don't have the paper anymore, I don't have the sticker on the car, how am I going to remember? Right. And so we'll be, part of the roadmap is to send out those notifications to our taxpayers or motorists so they can be reminded of the due dates, the expiry dates of their fitness and a motor vehicle registration certificate.
All right, so you mentioned the roadmap. So these things are on the way. You're getting there.
All of those things, the inclusion, because we also want to make it more inclusive for persons who have challenges. So one day perhaps you'll be able to just talk to it and shoot through your chat bot and get your information and go up and do what you want to do. So there's a whole digital transformation roadmap for even this services concerned and other services.
And I want to encourage the public to access all these organizations' social media channels so that you can get more information about the system. So I'm going to give them a little time. Sergeant Smart Check Martindale, where can people access information in relation to the system and the police's role in the new management system?
So firstly, our Jamaica Constabulary Force website, this is jcf@gov.gm. We also have our Instagram, that is at Jamaica Constab. So you can find relevant information relevant to our technologies, our improvements, and our modernization.
All right, thank you.
You can find the ITA on all social media, ITA, except on TikTok.
Except on TikTok. It's coming soon?
Coming soon.
Okay, all right.
And our website, Tax Administration Jamaica, but we're also on Instagram, on Facebook, and all of the various. And you once you check our website, you will see all of those links there too.
Right, and I've seen it on their social media.
Social media.
So Jamaica Tax,
Yeah.
make sure that you're following Tax GCM, ITA. Jamaica, what's your social media?
So, well, let me just give you our website. If you want to find out more information about our organization, what we offer, the services that we offer, the solutions that we offer, you can go to the ict.gov.gm is our website.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, each and every one of you, for imparting your wisdom on this new initiative that's going to take Jamaica by storm in a good way, And I want to thank all of you watching for being a part of this discussion with us. So we're looking forward to coming on to that new system with you. Remember, email download, save, drive. Remember, email, download, save, drive. So also ensure that you're following the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport on our pages and the campaign as we go forward, informing the public about this new digital transformation in registration and eFitness certificate. So we're looking forward to continuing this journey with you so that we can have a smarter, more secure, and more efficient Jamaica. Remember, July 21st is just around the corner. Have a good day. Stay safe on the roads. And remember,
We're having a demo.
okay, my producers and my directors telling me that we have a demo. And so I'm handing over for our demonstration. Nice. Thanks.
Okay, can you confirm that you're hearing us?
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Madam Chairperson. I am Lisa Louise Smith. With me today is Mr. Andre Mackenzie and Mr. Garrett Wong, and we are members of the ICT Authority. Now, as Deputy CIO Shim mentioned earlier, we are the developers and basically the engine behind these systems that will, in effect, bring the new policy changes into effect. So you've heard a lot this morning, and just so to recap the steps, pretty simple. You pay your fees online, the respective or in office, the respective entities will then process these certificates, and you, the public, will get an email. So I'll start my demo at the point of the email being received. All right, so your email will look something like this. And I'll start with the email for the eFitness, and then we will transition into the eMVRC. In your email, you'll get what Colonel Price described earlier, your certificate number. And you'll also receive instructions on how to access the portal, where you will be able to access your certificates and use same at your convenience. Recall, Colonel Price had mentioned earlier, we only send one of the two pieces of information required, and this is for security purposes. And so you will need to have your certificate number as well as the chassis number for the vehicle that was inspected in order to access the certificate. So from this email, I am going to copy the certificate number that was sent. And then I am going to transition to the portal. Now, in the coming days, the respective agencies, TAJ and the Island Traffic Authority, will be publishing the respective URLs on their site. So for the eMVRC, the URL will be on TAJ's website, and for the eFitness, the URL will be on MSET's website, so you can look out for that in the coming days. Once you access that URL, you will be redirected to a portal similar to the one being shared on screen. Pay close attention to the certificate that you are trying to receive. So for convenience, what we've done at the ICT Authority, we've given you a one-stop shop for your certificate access. So instead of having you going from one site to the next, both certificates can be accessed in the one place. So For this purpose, I am going to be using the certificate of fitness. So ensure you're selecting the correct certificate because both certificates require different sets of information. So you go ahead and select. And you should be directed to a page similar to the one on screen. Now remember, you had received in your email a certificate number. You are going to retrieve that certificate number from your email and input it into the system in the respective field. Next, you will be required to input the chassis number for the vehicle that was inspected and the generation of a certificate was done for. Now, when putting in this number, pay close attention to ensure all characters are matching. Once you feel confident that you've inputted the correct information, you may go ahead and select the Retrieve button. And you should be presented with a summary screen with details pertaining to your fitness certificate. Now it will specify the certificate type. For this purpose, we retrieved a fitness certificate. It will also present to you your certificate status, the certificate number, the issue date, and the expiry date. And if you notice, for this simulation, we had used a vehicle that was less than 10 years old, but it wasn't a new vehicle, and so the validity period is spanning 3 years. Now, to retrieve the actual certificate, a PDF copy, you will select the View Certificate button. A new tab should be opened in your browser, so ensure that you don't have any pop-up blockers. And from this tab, you will be able to view the information on your certificate. Now, Colonel Price earlier mentioned that it is important to check the information on your certificate before you leave the depot so that any anomaly can be corrected there. Now, this is yours to access anytime, anywhere, once you have internet connectivity. From this same screen, you can either download the certificate to your device, be it a computer, tablet, phone, just by selecting the download button in the corner here. Or if you are connected to a working printer, you can also print from this area. So selecting the download button should allow you to save the certificate to your device. If you wish to rename, you can do so. And then you go ahead and save to the desired location. Selecting the print button should allow you to access the settings for printing. Again, ensure that before you attempt to print, you are connected to a working printer. And from here, you can go ahead and print. And so, as Sergeant Martindale would have mentioned, you can either keep a copy on your phone or a hard copy. Again, it's yours. We're giving you the option. Use it however you will at your convenience. And that is the process for accessing your fitness certificate from the certificate generation and the distribution portal. I will now transition into your motor vehicle registration certificate. Now you will get an email from the same certificate of fitness certificate service. So again, we're ensuring that we give you convenience. We don't want you to be looking from emails from several places. So it's a one-stop shop. Now that email will outline, similarly to fitness, the required instructions that you will need to go ahead and access that certificate. So it will give you your certificate number, and along with that certificate number, you will also be required to input your motor vehicle ID. Again, for security reasons, we haven't included the motor vehicle ID information in the email, just in case the email was inadvertently sent to the wrong address. We are thinking that only the rightful owner should have this information. And so even if somebody gets this email, they cannot access your certificate because they should not have your motor vehicle ID. Remember, for your motor vehicle registration certificate, you will be required to navigate to the Tax Administration of Jamaica's website. And from there, you access the eMVRC lookup option. Now, once you navigate to that website and access that option, you will be brought to the same certificate generation and distribution portal. Again, pay close attention to the certificate that you are looking up. So for this instance, we are going to be looking up a motor vehicle registration certificate. Now, the two pieces of information required are the certificate number that you would have received in your email, as well as your motor vehicle ID. So you would go ahead and input your certificate number, as well as the corresponding motor vehicle ID for the vehicle that the certificate was processed for. Ensure that the information is inputted correctly, and then you retrieve. Similarly, a summary page will come up. It will give you information about your certificate type. For this instance, it's eMVRC, the certificate status, the number, as well as the issue date and the expiry date. To retrieve a PDF copy of said certificate, you go ahead and click this View Certificate button. And you should be presented with your eMVRC in a next tab. Similarly to the fitness certificate, it is yours to access whenever, wherever. So you either choose to download and save, or you can print on the spot. Again, I remind you, before you attempt to print, ensure that your device is connected to a working printer. Now, you may be wondering, what if my certificate is not valid? Will the system know? So I'm going to do another demonstration with a certificate that is canceled. Again, we will require the same two pieces of information, the certificate number and the MVID. And we will go ahead and retrieve. Now, for a canceled certificate, you will know because the status will be updated to say cancel. So right then and there, you will, if you don't know what happened, my advice, you reach out to the business. And as you navigate this portal, wherever any issue come up, reach out to either the ITA for your fitness related concerns or TAJ for your eMVRC concerns. And so as I close, I'd just like to remind you of the 3 steps as we move into this new dispensation where we try to make your experience more efficient and user-friendly. So you will pay online or in line at the Tax Administration of Jamaica, the respective entities, Island Traffic Authority for Fitness and TAJ for eMVRC, will process the respective certificates. An email will be sent to the email address you provided. And remember that it is now mandatory for you to provide an email address for both services. In that email, you will have the instructions you'll need to access the respective certificates and then it is yours to access anywhere at your convenience. Thank you so much, and I trust that this would have helped to allay any concerns that were there in terms of the access. And I know there are questions, but the moderator will indicate when the time for questions arrive. Thank you.
Right, thank you. That demonstration was very helpful. I like the step by step. You can't lose. All right, so we're moving on to the question and answer segment, and we take questions directly from the chat. So, our first question. This is for the ITA rep, Colonel Fee Price. Is the payment receipt on which the email address should be written?
So we are going to be giving you um, a little receipt when you get to the service hub, on which you would put your email address and the chassis number. That you'll hand to the inspector.
Okay, I have it's a statement. Only, okay, what will obtain for companies with motor vehicle, I'm guessing companies that have motor vehicles within their operational capacity.
They'll use they'll use the company's email,
Okay.
and the chassis number is unique to the vehicle.
So the next question is, what happens if you sell the vehicle? Is all the information transferred to them?
That normally happens. I mean, not the email,
Not the email.
but the vehicle will have all the same features. So that would go to the vehicle.
I'm asking how much is the certificate?
Which is a certificate.
Okay, yeah.
How much?
Yes.
There is no cost for the certificate. There is a cost for the fee for the service that is to be rendered.
Someone's asking, are these services available for persons who choose to access using the walk-in or the mobile fashion? Or is it just for those who choose to operate electronic?
Sure thing.
They're asking if there is any considerations made for people who walk in rather than doing it electronically.
What do they mean by walking?
They can walk in and do the eFitness certificate that we.
Well, you couldn't walk in and get an eFitness. You'd have to drive in. So there's no old-fashioned way. This is a new dispensation, and so come the 21st of July, which is next week, then there's no old-fashioned way. It's the eFitness and a new dispensation for motor vehicle fitness, or certificate of fitness, eFitness.
Next question. How far in advance of the expiration date of this certification of fitness can you purchase or replace? 1 month, 2 months?
Don't quote me, I think it's up to 3 months. Is that what it is?
That is correct. It is 3 months prior to the expiration of the certificate you can apply for it.
Question. Just a little bit. This one's a long one. Can people who renew their fitness a week before the July 21 start date be grandfathered into
It's an effective date, the 21st.
It is 21st. Another question, are we to understand that there will be no 6 months fitness?
There is 6-1 fitness, that is at the um, certainly for um, public passenger vehicles. There is a 6-month um, fitness that is given.
This one I have for Sergeant Martin Dale. I'm saying that in the past, police looked at the stickers on the windshield and pulled the expired cars over. How will police check this now with cars who nearby? Check. Oh.
Thank you for that question, personal online. Well, whenever the police are conducting operations, we have to ensure that this is done in a safe, practical way. So once we see that there is a vehicle and it arouses suspicion of the police, then we would check the plate by inputting the characters on the registration plate into our smart check platform. We're able to now see the information on that motor vehicle, or for that motor vehicle, rather to say, and we can interact with the information such as the registration, certificate of registration, certificate of fitness, as also the owner of the vehicle's driver's license.
Lead time will be given in the planned reminder notification. So that's coming soon. Look out for information on the various organizations' websites to get an idea of the lead time. Yes, we did mention that this fitness and motor vehicle registration certificate would apply to EPV vehicles. More questions? Will insurance certification ever be included in the check system?
As part of the online eMVRC issuance, we are integrated to electronically check insurance information. So that allows us to meet the requirements that a vehicle need to be fit and insured before you can renew your vehicle. So that is something that is electronically checked at this point in time.
Since let's scroll down for all, we are answering all your questions. They're asking, will the information discussed be available for reference after the session has ended? Of course, yes, it will be made available. Jamaica Tax Admin, that's your one-stop shop for all your information. And of course, Jamaica Constabulary Force and Traffic Authority. Question. What if the person went away for a period of time and all the documents are going to expire, you come back, you want to keep your documents up to date? Will you be able to do it?
Or motor vehicle registration, as long as not expired for more than 11 months, then you would be able to renew online. Expired more than 11 months, then you would need to go into the office to do this renewal.
Someone needs to apologize for missing the beginning of the session. Will the physical fitness inspection of the vehicle still be in place?
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's the basis on which we declare your vehicle roadworthy. We have to do a physical inspection.
Still, that's still a month. That's the last question, just to reinforce everything. Had someone asking, well, 1 year to 3 years, for us to take us out of the session now, reinforce the one fee.
Thank you for this. I can't say it enough or too often. It's one fee for the service of inspection for the purposes of a certificate of fitness. It does not matter whether or not you are getting a certificate of fitness for 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, or 6 months, you will be required to pay the same fee. Not 1 cent more, not 1 cent less. Thank you.
Social media website, tax admin, Jamaica Constabulary Force Island Traffic Authority. They're there to help you. They're here to provide the information, and information will be made available after this. So thank you for joining us. Remember, email, download, save, and drive. So hashtag email to drive. Thank you for joining the session and keep in tune for anything else as the campaign goes. Thank you.